Welcome, I am the Tarot Tactician. I'm reachable only at TheTarotTactician@hotmail.com, and I do not initiate contact. As with everything, exercise your own judgment, utilize your own discernment. In my world, clear your karmic energy or leave with it. The Magician card that had come out earlier, it's going to stay out. Whether or not this reading is connected is another story, but this is the energy and frequency of somebody who's cultivating a lot of magical occurrences in their life. This is something that you're aware of, you're seeing it. You're just in this place where it's a little bit hard to believe right now because it's almost like I won't use that term for it. But similar to, no, I don't want to use that term either. It's like, how many times can you have this happen where everything works out in your favor without realizing that it is limitless how often things can work in your favor? So someone is breaking out of that confining spell, we'll call it, where you believe that there is a cap or a limit or a wall that at some point you will hit and you cannot proceed past that point. This is a lesson being learned, but it's a good one. It doesn't come with, it's not carrying negativity. The Lovers and the Moon. Okay. Continue. There is someone here as well calling for recognition or encouragement on doing what is often perceived to them as being the most difficult part of their day or most difficult part of a task, which is getting up and showing up. But this is somebody who has disciplined themselves enough to continue and be dedicated to showing up and getting up, especially when they don't feel like it. That effort and that work is being seen, even by your peers and those around you. It is being noticed. And this, you've clocked into knowing that with that repetition and with that showing up, it's adding value to you. You are adding to your skill set. You're adding to your knowledge base. It's only adding to you. There's nothing being taken away. So this is going to help you get over that. It's not a depression, but it is it's like feeling down in the dumps. You are actively changing your mindset and your brain wiring, I might add. The Knight of Cups. The Two of Wands. Emotions have been a blockage to opportunities in the past. And this seems to be what dots are connecting for this individual. And in the background, I'm seeing something of a father figure of some kind, someone who is supposed to rule the roost with a sense of class, but there's very much a partying vibe to this energy. Not the one I'm speaking with, but this one in the background. And there's been some hell to pay recently for that. This other individual over here has gone through an awakening where they realize that that avenue, that path, or those choices that were made have created a great separation for them from connecting with, not just connecting with this individual, but there's more to this. Perhaps there's children involved. That's not to be visited in depth. This is just, well, you are working on your emotions and overcoming. It's like you're working on ruling your emotions your way and adjusting yourself and navigating your path without letting them take too much of a hold on you. And it's like you've broken a generational setback or curse or path from somebody who previously allowed their recklessness to rule who they were. Clarify further, because there's something very muddy here still. This is a masculine energy. It's someone that knows how to take charge, or that has been put into a place of having to take charge. It's like they were seeing their life taking the same path as this father figure, this other dominant masculine. And it's not so much that masculine is dominant, they've been there, but they're not active, but there is a connection. There is a parallel, there's been a tie. And you, it's almost like you're waking up to realizing that's not going to be me. We've barely scratched the surface here, but this feels very deep. It's not emotions running high, it's emotions running deeply. Well, not for this individual. You're reaching a sense of grounding. For the father figure experiencing a tower, you bet emotions are running high. That's very much a what have I done situation. The Wheel of Fortune. I heard you saved yourself. And again, not necessarily from that person, but from that life path. We're proud of you, I heard. Queen of Cups on a horizontal. There's a feminine in this as well that's balancing. There's a duality. This masculine that I'm speaking of, he's got his own thing going on. This is what he's working on. But there's a feminine in the mix. And without having much communication between you, you two are helping each other. Because there's no further detail coming through about her, but she's got something very similar going on as well that she's dealing with. And you two are coming into balance both within yourselves and with each other. And this does not have to be a romantic attachment. This could be a sister. And it doesn't have to be a sister by blood either. But it's somebody close. It's a very respectable connection. There's a deep understanding and compassion and empathy for one another. And to be clear as well, this masculine, there's no ill will that you hold against that father figure. That feels like it's been released and healthily dealt with prior. You are very focused on yourself and making your own situation greater. It could very well be that because you've taken this time for yourself and you've perhaps cut communication, it feels like there's been sever in communication with that other masculine. And that could very well have been his wake-up call. Death. But just because it's death to that does not mean it's not the birth of something new. When something ends, something else always begins. And in this situation, it's something far greater and far better. That tower had to happen. It was a long time coming. I'm hearing decades. But there's healing occurring in all areas of this situation. For everyone involved, there is healing occurring, which is great. Three of Cups. Celebration. Five of Swords. One more. There's a defeat that's occurred, but it's not between individuals here. It's waking up to realizing that there were other influences that affected how you were able to communicate and how you were able to connect. That's sufficient for that. Let's get some advice. Get one from this deck and one from the other. Divine order. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. And one from this deck. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Beautiful place to close that. Hi, honey. We will check back in again. I wish you all very well with this. Be at peace.